Jamie, as you were giving your acceptance and presentation, you brought to mind, in my mind, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, who died in the 30s, way too younger than what he should have, with a disease that was later known by his name. And he stood before the crowd at Yankee Stadium, and on that last day he said, "Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of this earth." And that was Lou Gehrig. Your presentation, for some reason, resonated that in my mind. Congratulations to you. I salute you. Our fourth inductee into the Canyon Courier Hall of Fame goes back a few years and has several friends here with him. Mr. Glenn Wood, and he will be honored by Bonnie Hoover Patterson presenting him to the Canyon Courier Hall of Fame, class of 2019.
Say something to Danny. I was fortunate to be able to induct your grandmother, Miss Annie Cox. And Miss Annie Cox meant the world to me. And I know she would be right here cheering you on. I credit Miss Annie for changing my life. And I just wanted you to know that. And I want to thank all of you young people for sitting here so patiently and being so respectful during this process. But I'm going to get to where I'm here tonight. Canyon County football has many memorable moments over the years. Several teams are known for bringing back a winning tradition to our county. The 70s produced a team that is known as the Magnificent Seven, which we have honored several of their members in the Hall of Fame. In 2009, we remember the team that brought home the district championship and brought a community together with the chant, "We are Cannon," and help them. I believe that's Mr. Daniels' phrase there. And just this year, our Canyon County Lions football team continued to produce those memorable moments that brought our community together. Tonight's inductee is a member of another memorable team. And before we started this, he said, "Why did they have to wait till I was so old?" Glenn Wood is a product of the Short Mountain community, where he lived with his parents, Liam and Ursie Wood, and his older sister, Mildred Dean Wood Hoover. He attended Blatton School, which consisted of 2 rooms and 2 teachers. He and his sister walked a mile each way every day just to get to school. Glenn stated that it was a big treat that he was even able to go to high school in Woodbury, because they gave everyone 1 meal a day, and a bus picked him up in the morning and dropped him off at the end of the day, so he didn't have to walk. In the fall of 1951, Glenn joined the Woodbury Central High School football program. He states the only reason he got to play football was that his coach, Red Owings, and by the way, he also had Mr. Robert A. Harris as a coach, asked him if he was related to Malcolm Wood. He said, "Yes, that's my uncle," and he made the team. You may ask what made this team so memorable. To understand its importance, you need to have a little history. At this time, teams were not divided into divisions like single A, double A, or triple A. Everybody played everybody. Big schools played small schools. Small schools played even bigger schools. So winning records were hard to come by. At this time, Woodbury Central was not only in a winless drought, but a scoring drought as well. Several years actually had gone by even without scoring a touchdown. And individual sports honors were few and far between. Glenn and his teammates, and some are present here tonight, Junior Campbell, John Womack, Virgil Young, and Hall of Fame members Jackie Francis and Harold Toot Jennings led their team to one of the first winning seasons that Woodbury had seen in many, many years. Glenn played both defense and offense as a halfback and a right linebacker, and has the honor of scoring the first touchdown that Woodbury had scored for many years. And he can still describe that play today. Glenn went around the right end, and Harold Jennings threw the best block he had ever seen. And if they had TV coverage then, like they do now, they probably would have played it on TV 4 or 5 times because it was that good of a block. He not only ended a scoring drought for the Lions, but he scored the extra point as well, using the same play that got them the touchdown. Glenn played both defense and offense as a halfback and right linebacker. He was named by the Nashville Tennessean as Schoolboy Star of the Week his senior year in 1954, an honor not given to many players, especially from Woodbury. And he states that the only thing he hated about football was he once missed a touchdown because his legs gave out, and he got tackled about 20 yards right from the end zone. Glenn not only excelled on the football field, but he was also vice president of his junior class, art editor of the annual, and voted neatest boy of his senior class. Glenn's best friend in high school was Jackie Francis. Their friendship continues to this day. Their antics on and off the field are quite humorous, and even earned each of them a nickname from Coach Owens, Swivel and Rash. Glenn was Swivel and Jackie was Rash. Not sure why they earned that nickname, but I'm sure it was probably for some of their off-the-field antics. In fact, when I asked Glenn about a memorable moment from football, he responded with a story about how he helped Jackie Francis pass high school. It seems during their senior year that both of them needed one more credit for graduation, and they took typing. Like, these young people, typing back in those days was on a thing called a typewriter, a manual typewriter. So, Glenn and Jackie, Glenn said Jackie excelled at everything except typing, and he, Glenn, was pretty good at it. So they were taking their last exam in the class, and Glenn reached over and smashed the keys. So Jackie's typewriter didn't work anymore, as a joke. And as the teacher grabbed Glenn by the shoulder and took him out in the hallway. And Glenn thought he was going to be in trouble and probably fail the class. But the teacher got so tickled he couldn't talk. And he finally just said, "You helped Jackie Francis pass typing," because that's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. So, anyway, that was his story. Glenn has been quite successful post-football. He married his homecoming queen and loveth his wife, Carol Francis, and then spent 2 years in the Army, and actually was in basic training with Elvis, who was housed behind Glenn's barracks. Maybe that's how Elvis got the nickname Swivel Hips. I'm sure. After his stint in the military, Glenn and Carol owned and operated Woodbury Flowers for several years and had their only child, Brad. But it was his work after the flower business days that changed his family's life. In 1977, Glenn was working at Teledyne Stillman, a company known for their production of oven and oven parts. Glenn noticed the company was buying parts called medallions out of Pittsburgh, and they were charging too much. He went to Nashville to try and find them cheaper, but he was told that the job was just too small for any company in the area, which led Glenn to come up with an idea. Never backing down from a challenge, Glenn and his son Brad built a furnace and a dryer line in the basement of their home and started running trim rings for oven windows. He said his wife Carol was mad at first because they had to unplug her stove to run the furnace. They soon started taking the parts to Nashville and getting paid for them. And Glenn says that Carol started to change her mind. Soon Glenn rented a house to get the parts out of the basement, because it was commercial, they charged him $200 to turn the lights on, and he almost stopped what he was doing because of the high price. When the money started coming in, Carol became even more interested, as he said, and started helping with marketing. Bradmark Industries, named after their only son, has grown every year since 1977 and is now a multi-million-dollar company in Cookeville with about 30 employees doing commercial work for all the major stove manufacturers such as General Electric, Whirlpool, Electrolux, Bosch, and Viking. Not too bad from a boy from Short Mountain who only wanted to go to high school because he could ride a bus and get a meal. Glenn now enjoys his days in retirement playing golf anywhere and everywhere there's a golf course. He even lives at a golf course in Cookeville. Glenn's determination and drive has been passed on to his son Brad and his wife Donna and to his grandchildren, BJ, who graduates tomorrow with a law degree, Tucker, a graduate of Tennessee Tech, and currently manages Bradmark Industries, and Caroline, who will graduate from the University of Alabama next spring. Although his wife Carol passed a few years ago, her passion and devotion to her family, and the family business is evident. I am so proud and honored to welcome my uncle, Glenn Wood, into the Cannon County Hall of Fame.